Okay, well, it's 8:08 and I think we should call this meeting into session. Leland, as Chris is not here, maybe the two of us can just kind of discuss um, some of the things on the agenda. Looking sorry, let me pull the agenda up. Looking to the first item on the agenda, uh, we usually at this point review and approve the minutes from the previous meeting, which would have been in December. Jerry Shaw, for Robin and Rachel, she was our wonderful note taker and meeting organizer and resource for everything. And she took notes for this meeting, but I didn't realize that they weren't in the meeting packet. And so we don't have anything to review right now, Leland, you and I,
Yeah.
which I think is fine. And I messaged with Allison about that, and she said that we can have two minutes for next month. So I think we can move on from that
Yeah,
and,
so we'll
and
just
go right
push
on
that onto next month.
introductions, which is what we had started with. Um, do we maybe want to each introduce ourselves and maybe
Yeah, I think that'd be great if
relationship to
we could all
farming in
sort of
general?
say who we are, what we do.
Do you want to start, Leland?
Sure. My name's Leland Torrance Jr. I grew up in Woodbridge. I'm not, I'm a carpenter. We do like historic restoration. Not that involved in agriculture for work. I grew up on the back of Chris Sorensen's farm, so I worked on his farm growing up. Um, I I mean, I grow stuff for fun. I grow shiitake mushrooms, but it's not really my job. But that's sort of my agriculture background, I'd say. Uh, so I think if there's anything else I could share, let me know.
I,
Who's next?
I can go next. Um, I'm Christina Holland. Leland and I have both been on the Ag Commission now for a few years since it started. Is that right, Leland?
Yeah, were you on the like ad hoc committee too before?
Yes, I didn't attend
So
all
it's
of those
been like
meetings, but
5 years altogether, I
oh my
think.
gosh, yeah.
It's crazy.
We started off as an ad hoc group of people who wanted to get a commission going and kind of discussed um, ways that having an agricultural voice in the town might be of use. And then we became a commission, and I have Off Center Farm on Center Road. Um, and I think something that's sort of different about my farm is that the property is under a historic preservation easement that was created between the landowner at the time. I think it was in 2008 when the easement was formally put together. It might have been 2006. Um, the Hine Hitchcock family that had been on this property for a couple hundred years um, put the land under easement that is now held by the town, Woodbridge Parks, and the Amity and Woodbridge Historical Society. And so my property is protected, can't be subdivided. It's just under 6.5 acres, so it's not that it's a huge amount of land, but um, in Woodbridge, it wouldn't be turned into other lots. It will be kept in open space or agriculture. Um, and so that is kind of an exciting and different like place that my little farm has in the town. Um, yeah, that's us.
I can go next if you want. Um, I don't even know what to say about myself is really what it comes to, but my name's Robin Stewart. Um, I did, did not grow up in Woodbridge, but I did grow up in Woodbridge. That is to say, my grandparents lived here, and I live in my grandparents' old house, and I spent every weekend and school vacation here. I did not officially grow up here. Um, so I had some history in town, but also I moved to town in 2008. at the same time. So I guess my ag background is I've grown things for as long as I can remember. I've worked on farms in various places. I was the education director at Masaro for a while. I currently work at Common Ground and I run their schoolyards program doing work in schools. And I grow some stuff, mostly small and mostly for me and whoever else I wants to eat it. But yeah, I live on Amity. I have a pig cart outside my house. Now you know where I live. Um, yeah, we grow things. We're on about 11 acres for what it's worth, and there's some bizarre number of easements, and I don't really know where that leads.
I guess I'll go. I'm Rachel. I grew up on a small farm in Orange. And then I went to college for agriculture and I'm an agricultural science teacher in the state. And then I also am a part of Town Line Farm in Woodbridge. So we have about 86 acres there. This has been as of 2021. So it's newer to us, but has been a part of Woodbridge for a very long time. So like with Christina's farm, it is protected too. It's all farmland. And we've been working to try to make it become more a part of the community and try to grow some products. And we raise beef. We're starting maple syrup. We have a small garden that we sell produce, and then we have our corn maze and fall stuff. So try to do a little bit most of the seasons.
Great. Awesome.
All right, should we move to the next agenda item here? So roles.
So Chris Sorensen, who's not at this meeting, has been the chair, and Andrea Urbano was the vice chair. Andrea is now on the Board of Selectmen. Steve Munno had asked me if I was willing to serve as chair. I don't know that I've had that conversation with Chris though. I'm not sure if that was because at the beginning of each new term, we come up with a new structure to give, I don't know, Chris a chance to relax, maybe. I'm not sure. So we could potentially have 3 roles, chair, vice chair, and secretary. Jerry Shaw did take most of our notes. For a while we did it on a rotating basis and it was just not as consistent. And Allison has volunteered to continue to take those notes. If someone's really interested in having that be a part of their active listening in a meeting and you really want to be a secretary, we could have 3 roles, or we could talk about chair, vice chair, and we could also wait until Chris is present at the next meeting. I don't want him to at all feel like he is not included in that discussion.
Yeah, it sounds to me like if he has been chair before he gets unchaired, perhaps he should be able to be part of that conversation.
Let's table this for the next meeting.
But I leave it to the more experienced folks.
Yeah, I think if anyone's really good at taking meeting minutes and wants to do that, you can. I'm not, so I would defer to letting Allison take over for Jerry doing the meeting minutes. And then yeah, I think we should just talk about chair and co-chair when Chris is here. But my feeling is that I don't think you would be offended if you took over, Christina.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of just a nominal role anyway, but
Yeah.
I do think that if we wait until the standing chair is present, that seems to make most sense.
Yeah.
We're just cruising right along. Then the other thing that we had on the schedule from our previous meetings was reviewing the meeting dates and times for 2024. You both, Robin and Rachel, I'm sure maybe you were told about what our schedule has been, which has been meeting once monthly on the, what is it, the second Tuesday?
Second
Is what it
Tuesday, yep.
ends up being at 8 p.m. We've liked meeting virtually. And we meet October through April. Is that correct, Leland?
Yep.
I remember something like that.
We can continue to do that schedule, but if there's something that works better for any of you, any of us, or if we do want to change to in person, I think this is a fine time to discuss that. I think we can also revisit it in, for the next year as well. But otherwise, we could schedule those meeting dates.
Tuesday night seemed to work for me. Virtual is nice, then I don't have to rush, especially when daylight hours extend and we have some late nights at the farm.
Yeah, I completely agree. I do like the 8 p.m. timing. It's not too late, but it's not, gives you enough time.
Where do you usually go?
Leland, I don't think we've really gone.
I mean, 45 minutes on average, I'd say.
I think
That's
we've,
Sometimes, maybe sometimes an hour and a half.
and
Right?
that's usually like when we've had someone presenting. We at one point had a presenter. Gosh, I'm forgetting the name of who did that, but for the country club property.
Yeah, the development there.
And we had lots of follow-up questions and there was a lot of discussion, and that was probably our longest meeting that I can recall. But yeah, less than an hour in general.
That sounds good. Mostly I will turn into a pumpkin at some point, and good if I'm not still trying to talk to you.
Same. After 9 o'clock, I'm fading.
You and I are in the same boat. We're good. That's fine.
So should we just continue the same schedule? All in favor?
Good with that.
Or,
Yep.
okay, I propose that we continue
Our
the same schedule.
consensus here.
Okay, we have consensus. So that would be Tuesday, March 12th, April 9th, and then we jump all the way to October the 8th, November 12th, and December 10th.
Sorry, you said October 8th, right?
Yes.
It's a Tuesday, so that's not, I was thinking that seemed very close to the long weekend in October, but I think it must be the week before. That all sounds good.
Yes, I think that's, yeah, Rosh Hashanah is October 3rd, and Yom Kippur is October 12th. So,
We sneak right in the middle there.
okay, cool.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm good with those dates.
Fine.
Okay, then do we need to approve and make a motion?
I will move to approve those dates. How's that?
Second.
And Leland seconds, good. The next item on our agenda is to summarize ongoing areas of advisement for the commission. And I think this is mostly for informational purposes for you, Robin and Rachel, just so you know, like some of the things that we've kind of had continual discussion about and would like to continue moving forward with. One area that's been a long ongoing conversation, I think, before the commission and during the commission, and that is extending agricultural leases. Currently, there are a number of town properties. Rachel, is your farm, does it have any town property?
Yeah,
At least from the
there's 10 acres in Woodbridge and the rest is Derby.
Okay.
But owned by
but
town is
do,
what you mean,
and do you,
right?
do
Owned
you
by the
lease?
town? No, it's all privately owned. It's
Oh,
all,
okay.
yes.
So there are some parcels like the cornfields, the areas down on Litchfield Turnpike, across from the Historical Society. I'm not remembering
The
all of the
Darling House there.
by the Darling House, by Pease Place Playground, which is behind my farm. There are these town fields basically that are leased to farmers. Most of these farmers have held the leases for a few decades, like Chris Sorensen has. We have, we lease the land from the town that adjoins our property and have since we moved here, and the prior landowners did too. There's long-term farmer engagement in these lands, but the town limits those leases to 1 year. And many farmers are interested in extending that lease timeline for a number of reasons. One being, obviously, if we were to put a lot of investment into those acres, we would want to be assured that we might have be able to see that pay off in the future. And also, we are not eligible, farmers are not eligible to participate in some state and federal grant programs without being able to show evidence of a long-term lease. In the town charter, there is some language that prohibits this, and that is something that we can actually maybe go through like in former or past meeting minutes, which I haven't done for this. But to kind of really summarize what exactly the sticking point is, we have not been able to come to a resolution to or find like an actual mechanism for extending those leases, but that's an ongoing area of interest. So I think Leland, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if we really have exactly an agenda or like a roadmap for what we want to be pursuing with that, but it's still maybe with a new board of selectmen, it might be.
So, what happened in the town, what is it, the charter meeting last May? Did we not, that wasn't actually a topic that got brought up, or it was?
I don't think that it was even brought up as a topic.
Right. So I think our goal would be for this May to be on that meeting to see if we could change the charter, because that would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, the first step to getting extended leases on town land would be having to change the charter, change the rules first, and then we could go back to the Board of Selectmen and say, again, argue, okay, now it's not against the rules. Can we get extended leases or get at least on a case by case basis, an extended lease?
Yeah. So for the next meeting, maybe I'll look back over our last, over the notes that we had from before and be able to present some of that actual documentation. Uh, Leland, again, my memory is imperfect here, but I believe in summary, it's sort of that the town charter is written to say that granting a lease longer than 1 year counts as the sale of a property. Is that right, Leland?
I don't remember.
It's something that the town is just like not willing to do because it um I don't know. So okay, let me look back through that because again, it was very kind of legalese that wasn't super clear to me why. Um,
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good with the new commission here anyway to just sort of refresh all of us and see why we're in this position now.
yeah. Rachel or Robin, do you have any thoughts or questions? Um, okay, so Leland, other um, areas that we've been working on as a commission.
So I think one of our main focuses is, and we've been trying to extend the public land leases for a long time and haven't gotten very far because I don't think it was until maybe last January that the them telling us we had to actually change the charter was part of it, right?
Mhm.
The town, because we'd gone back and forth for a long time. But anyway, that's been sort of one of our main missions. I think the other big part is just being a resource for local agriculture. You know, the Ag Commission just being somewhere that people who either farm or involved in local agriculture can go to ask questions or to interface with the Board of Selectmen or other commissions.
Mhm. And similar, but not completely related to leases, just trying to help have a voice in some of the town decision making for uses of other lands that might have agricultural value, such as the country club. Not that that's um, I think a conversation we're actively having right now, but you know, things like that. In November, someone had contacted, was it Andrea or Chris? Someone had contacted one of us, um, asking about a town parcel and wanting to farm it. And so we had kind of talked about the Ag Commission having some way of interfacing with uh, the Conservation Commission and other town bodies that are kind of reviewing uh, town parcels and land use and things like that. Um, and then one thing that we haven't done very much of, but that um, might be of use is, or might be of interest to us, is potentially working more with the, um, is it the EDC, the Economic Development Commission? Is that what it is? Um, trying to see if there's a way to highlight farm businesses in Woodbridge and have that agricultural heritage be kind of a part of um, what might be attractive to people who live here now and our small town economy. Um, and yeah, there are other things that occasionally come up, but as Leland said, just supporting other farmers who might have questions about liaising with the town.
And since we're a new commission now, Rachel or Robin, is there anything you expect that the Ag Commission should be doing, or anything you guys are particularly interested in us pursuing?
Not
Back
that
to
I
you
can
on
think
that.
of.
I feel like, at least from my perspective, I'd like to get a little bit better of a sense of things before I answer that.
Yep.
So yes, I think to echo Rachel, not that I can think of just now.
Great. Well, feel free to bring things forward or suggest items to be added to the agenda moving forward and also sometimes we've had a few discussions in our meetings because a personal contact or even not a friend or acquaintance, but like another farmer has reached out to one of us. Sometimes they've just emailed one of us as commission members and said, hey, I got this thing from the assessor's office and I wonder if the Ag Commission is talking about this or, you know, whatever. So if someone does reach out to you and you think it's worth bringing to the commission, let us know or let Allison know to put it on the agenda. And then our last item of business is drafting a new note for the town newsletter. Andrea was very good at this, and she a couple of times, was it spring and fall, Leland? I feel like maybe it was a
I think
couple
she
times.
wrote 2, yeah.
We'd basically come up with a small blurb introducing the or introducing or reintroducing the Ag Commission through the town newsletter. And basically it just said, hi, we're here. These are things that we do and these are our meeting times. It might be nice to introduce our new commission now that we have new folks. Would anyone like to draft that? I could volunteer to do it, just based, kind of loosely on Andrea's thing. It was really a very like short, what was it, like 50 words or
I
something?
just opened it and I can draft. I don't mind writing it based on that. That seems very doable.
Very, yeah, it's like it's basically just, hi, if you need to reach out.
Yeah,
We're
this
here.
is the Woodbridge Ag Committee exists. The commission, it says committee, but I think commission is the right word.
Mhm.
Here's members, here's when the meetings are, and contact Terry Shaw. I don't know if we say contact Allison instead at this point. Yeah, I can rewrite that. I don't mind doing that. Unless you're excited about it, Christina, I don't want to.
No, I think that would be great.
I just feel like I should offer to do something.
That would be so beautiful. And then I think Andrea would send her little draft blurb out um along with the meeting packet, which usually came the week before our meetings each month. And that way we could just like look at it and if we had any thoughts or changes. Again, it's not a huge draft.
I'm wondering about this meeting packet that you referenced twice. That's something I should have gotten.
Well, you know what? I think we're probably still working out a groove with Allison. This is what Jerry provided us with about a week before the meeting. She would write to the whole commission asking for agenda items. And she would put together an agenda. And then a few days before the meeting, she'd send the WebEx login, the agenda, the previous month's meeting minutes, and any other materials that were pertinent to the agenda. Occasionally, that would be if we were going to be meeting with, someone who was on, we did a jumping worms, or we were interested in co-sponsoring a jumping worms event. And we like had, I think it was a bio about the person who was presenting it and like a flyer, like things that are pertinent to the agenda might be included in that meeting packet. We can work out with Allison um, what her understanding is of that, but the meeting packet had mostly agenda, WebEx, login information, and meeting minutes at the bare minimum.
And what's the deadline for adding agenda items? So like 2 days or something before the meeting?
I think it's the Friday before.
Okay.
So we made it on a Tuesday. Let me see.
So can I have to, I just watched back in there and I heard you saying, so if it's a regular scheduled meeting, you can change the agenda. The agenda has to be filed and can be changed within 24 hours of the meeting time. So it would be yesterday, but town clerk's only there till 4. So you have until really 4 p.m. the day before your meeting to file your agenda for a regular scheduled meeting. If you choose to call a special meeting, I believe that's also 24, it might be 48 hours before, but it's a day or two before the meeting that your agenda has to be filed. Special meetings, you can't change the agenda. Regular scheduled meetings, you can change the agenda. It just has to be within 24 hours before the meeting starts. And Robin, I'm happy to help you. I'll email you tomorrow about, taking minutes, filing. I can file them for you if you permit me with. I'm happy to help you with that stuff. I can reach out to you tomorrow for that.
Did I agree to that?
Or not minutes. I mean the packet. Did you? I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay. Oh, yeah, packet, yes, if you can, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
eventually,
I
but no
am,
rush.
have no problem taking the minutes by watching your recording back and filing the minutes and getting them to you to put in a packet. But however we work together, I'll reach out to you tomorrow and I'm happy to, however I can help you guys facilitate your meeting process is my goal. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I think with that, we've gotten through all of our agenda items. Does anyone have any other items of business? Great. Well, it's
you.
nice to see both of your faces, Robin and Rachel, and to see you again, Leland.
Yep.
And I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Right. All right. Well,
It was
everybody
nice meeting you guys.
You all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Have a great evening.
enjoy the snow while it lasts.
See ya.
You.
All right. Bye, everybody.